Back after we finished book 1, I looked back to Amazing Grace and did something called Carter picking with it, where we played the melody and inserted the chords in between the beats that were being played with melody notes. That's called Carter style or Carter picking. In book 2, they start to introduce it with some simple songs here. First, Row, Row, Row Your Boat, and then also Man of Constant Sorrow. Row Your Boat is really nice because you're only going to hold a C chord. You try to hold the chord as much and as long as possible throughout this. You can actually play the song without actually letting go of the chord at all, although it will be released by most players on a bar like this that has no chords at all. What I'm going to do here is start with a full C chord. We see the C note, middle C, which sounds on guitar an octave lower than middle C on piano, and it's a ring finger, 5th string, 3rd fret. My squiggle, if you remember from Amazing Grace, is the chord. What the book's asking for is after we played the 5th string of the chord, the remainder of it is strummed through, so the 4 strings from the E, G, C, and E notes. So bar 1 is the C note, the top 4 strings strummed, repeated. Next bar, C to open D to E. Without letting go of the chord, I'll play the C, remove the middle finger so we can hear the open D, put the E back on, and then strum the top 3 strings. The next melody, E, D, E, F, I'm going to play without letting go of the chord. It'll be E on the 4th string, open it for D, replace the E, I'll use my pinky on the F, next string is open G, and then you get 3 strums of the C chord. They want the top 3 strings. I'm probably hitting the 4th or 5th even in some of those. It's not that you're being particularly careful about exactly which strings you hit. Next line we have the C note. This is merrily, merrily, merrily. You'll miss hearing some of the lyric here. It's going to be the C note, 3 string strum, open G string, 3 string strum, E note on the 4th string, 3 string strum, C, and a 4 string just because that's what's available above the C. So that sounds like C, G, E, C. That's merrily, 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 merrily. If that's unpleasant to you and you want to hear merrily, you can play each of the notes twice. Then this scale, again, I'm not going to throw my chord away. I've got the open G string, pinky on F, 2nd finger is already E, open it to the D, hit the low C, and 3 chords at the end. Because we hit the bass note at the 5th string, they've got the strum on the next 4. So slowly here, in a slow time, but still telling you what we're doing, we've got the C note and the chord. C, D, E, strum, E, D, E, F, G, 3 strums. Merrily, merrily, merrily. G, F, E, D, C. The next one is Man of Constant Sorrow. We revert here to some of our smallest chords. That little 3 string G will be used wherever we have the G chord. Any of the other chords you'll be strumming the notes above the melody note. So we have a pickup note, E, D, C, open D string, the 4th, and then strumming the G chord in these scribbles. Pure melody here, no chord held if you don't want. That C note can start to introduce your C chord. E note on the next bar, open G, then strum the top 3 times. Open G and C are part of the chord. Remove the chord to play the open B as you get into an A chord. When you play this one A note, which you'd usually use with your middle finger, here you'll make the entire chord. So you have something to strum. I'll throw it all away. The open D to prepare Here's your D minor if you've forgotten it. One note here, beat one, repeat sign, back to what we had as a pickup. So here's from this D again. I should have researched the song. I have no idea how to end it. Never have known. I don't feel like that D note is a great ending note, so I just put a couple of chords on the end. I don't know if it's supposed to resolve somewhere else at this point, but that's what they've got written for us. Just so you know, if you're a ukulele player and you're following the ukulele videos, we can throw this into ukulele as well. You can make your C chord, play the C string for these C notes. The voicing of the C chord isn't identical to what's in the book for guitar, of course. That's why I haven't drawn what the chord is. You can just strum your C. So I get the C note, C, C, D, E, E, D, E, F, G. When I put the G on and the C chord, I leave them together. That makes a decent C chord. Everything I said about it on guitar, you can do on ukulele. We can actually do Man of Constant Sorrow as well. I'll go nice and slow here. That D note's in a G chord. G, C, E, A, G, F, E, D minor chord. Open A string, A, G, F, E, D, in a D minor chord. Again, I don't know how to end it any better on ukulele than on guitar. Anyway, that's a little bit of self-accompaniment on both instruments.